the moment, but I'm not saying be extravagant. Don't say nah, enjoyment, don't worry about my future will take off itself. Of course, honey, when the future comes and you did not plan for it. Hi everybody, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, special welcome to you, and if you're old, thank you so much for coming back. I know, guys, I've been gone. I feel so ashamed to come back, but I've not been feeling well for the past month or so. If you can hear my voice, it's still very terrible and horrible. But without no further ado, please be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, leave your word in the comment section, and let's interact. Okay, on this channel we do all things faith because I'm a Christian like that. We do all things talk because I feel like adulting is hard. Talking about it could make things easier. And also we do all things lifestyle, and we do reviews or reaction videos. But definitely on this channel, honey, you are going to learn something new. I'm super excited to be back. I'm super excited to be dropping this video. And the main thing I really wanted to share with everybody, because I'm a Christian like that, like I earlier said, I wanted us to look at, there's this passage in the Bible, okay? I don't want us to discuss it, I'm just going to read it. And it is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 from verses 1 to 5. So Ecclesiastes is a book in the Old Testament. It is the book after Proverbs and the book before Songs of Songs. The book of Ecclesiastes contains the thoughts of the philosopher and apostrophe, a man who reflected deeply on how short and contradictory human life is, with its mysterious injustice and frustrations, and concluded that life is useless, in quote. He could not understand the ways of God who controls human destiny. Yet, in spite of this, he advised people to work hard and to enjoy the gift of God as much as long as they could. Right. So, that is the book of Ecclesiastes, the story behind it all intriguing. But let's get into today's matter, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3 from the verses 1 to 15. A time for everything. I'm reading from the Good News Bible. I've had this Bible for over how many years? Let me see. I got this Bible in, I don't remember. I think I was in Form 3. Yeah. Form 3, that was what? I don't remember. So don't mind that my Bible is old. I've had this Bible for 12 years now. Yeah. Form 3 was 2010. 12 years now. You can calculate. Time for everything. Everything that happens in this world happens at the time God chooses. He sets the time for birth and the time for death, the time for planting and the time for pulling up, the time for killing and the time for healing, the time for tearing down and the time for building. He sets the time for sorrow and the time for joy, the time for mourning and the time for dancing, the time for making love and the time for not making love, the time for kissing and the time for not kissing. He sets the time for finding and the time for losing, the time for saving and the time for throwing away, the time for tearing and the time for mending, the time for silence and the time to talk. He sets the time for love and the time for hate, the time for war and the time for peace. What do we gain from all our work? I know the heavy burden that God has laid on us. He has set the right time for everything. He has given us a desire to know the future, but never gives us the satisfaction of fully understanding what He does. So I realized that all we could do is to be happy and to do the best we can while we are still alive. All of us should eat and drink and enjoy what we have worked for. It is God's gift. I know that everything God does will last forever. You can't add up anything to it or take away anything from it. And one thing God does is to make us stand in awe of Him. Whatever happens or can happen has already happened before. God makes the same thing happen again and again. This This passage, it was just when I heard or when I came across this passage, it just put my mind at ease. There is a lot that people are stressed about. You lose a loved one and you mourn about it. You lose a friend, you mourn about it. Things did not go well, you cry and you lament about it. And and like the highlight for me, it's in verses 11 to 12. I will just repeat shortly. Sorry. He has set the right time for everything. He has given us a desire to know the future, but never gives us a satisfaction of fully understanding what he does. So I realized that all we could do is to be happy and do the best that we can while we are still alive. Someone said, don't cry about your past, it is gone. Don't worry about tomorrow, it is yet to come, it has not happened yet. All you can do is live in the moment, enjoy your life now. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. Whatever stage you are in life, whatever you're going through, I just felt so calm, so relaxed after hearing this passage. I don't think there's anybody who has a perfect life. Everybody's going through something. Like someone said, in South Africa right now, it's either you're going through something or you're coming from something or you're about to enter into something, but a lot is going on, And it just made me think to say, no matter how much you stress about tomorrow, no matter how much you lament about the things of the past, it's gone. And this passage just says there's a time for everything. And God makes things happen at the time when he chooses for them to happen. Who are you fighting with? Make peace with them, because the life we have is not promised. What is that? When did you last tell someone you love them? Just whatever you're going through, if you're losing something, best believe in your heart it was a phase. Because it even says there is a time for finding and a time for losing, a time for saving and a time for throwing away. As painful and as harsh as that experience could be, it's all in God's time. So I thought I'd really come and share this passage with everybody because it really just put my heart at ease. And for the past weeks, I've really been going through basketballs, But when I came across this passage, it was like, wow, okay. I am convinced I am within my 1 square meter, believing and trusting God that whatever I am going through, it's his plan for me. It's his purpose. Because he says there is a time for. And you always say that in all of this, a time for, it's the good side and the bad side. A time for making love, a time for not making love, a time for sorrow and a time for joy, a time for mourning and a time for dancing, a time for planting and a time for pulling up, a time of birth and a time of death, So everything that we literally go through in this life, and it even says here that whatever happens or can happen has already happened before. God makes the same thing happen again and again. It just tells you whatever you're going through, you are not the first, you will not be the last. Get the lessons learned, pick thyself up and move on. Live in the present. It says, I know that everything God does would last forever. Everything God does will last forever. If the joy you have is from God, it will last forever. Don't rush into things. Don't panic and say, but it's wait for God's timing, because whatever he does, it lasts forever. You cannot add anything to it or take anything away from it. And it says all we should do is eat, drink, and enjoy what we have worked for. It is God's gift. It's God's gift to you. Relax. Enjoy what you've worked for. Don't stress too much, but what if live in the moment, But I'm not saying be extravagant, Don't say, nah, enjoyment, don't worry about my future. My future will take off itself. Of course, honey, when the future comes and you did not plan for it, Uzokala, I bet you me. So But basically, for anybody stressing about whatever you're going through, whatever challenge you're going through, take it to God in prayer. Take it to God in prayer, because Matthew 7:7, it says, ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Do you understand? I just want to share that with you guys. Please leave your word in the comment section. But I'm so happy that I came across this passage. It's just healing to my soul. It just gives me the strength to pick myself up every day and move on, and just continue with life and just make merry, because thus far the Lord has brought me. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Continue to be the wonderful, loving, amazing person that you are. Right? And Ecclesiastes, I want to believe, was written by, I ain't got no idea, but basically Ecclesiastes contains the thought of the philosopher, a man who reflected deeply on how short and contradictory human life is, with its mysteries, with its mysterious. We're gonna do that back. The book of